What's going on, guys? Doing a little bit of mower maintenance. Figured I'd fire up the camera and give you guys a quick 101 on mower ignition switches. At least the ones like this one with the 5 terminals. They're pretty basic, pretty easy to diagnose and troubleshoot. And it's also not a bad idea every once in a while to take these off and give them a good cleaning. Make sure all the dirt and rust and debris and everything is off of them. And should keep your switch working well for quite some time. So obviously I've already got my switch off. I've got it cleaned up, and you just want to hit these with some contact cleaner, wire brush, maybe some compressed air. I did notice when I took this one off, I had some dirt and debris kind of balled up in between a couple of these terminals, which may have actually been causing me some issues with giving me continuity when or where I didn't exactly want it. So got that cleaned up, and then on this side you just want to kind of blow out your keyhole there, maybe hit it with some contact cleaner as well, and again just make sure everything feels nice and smooth and tight, and that you're not going to have any issues there. Now as far as the switch itself, again these are pretty simple, pretty basic. This one you can see is labeled across the 5 terminals. Not all of them are going to be, or at least not exactly like this, and I'm not sure, but I think even in between manufacturers these terminals may be in slightly different orders or position. So if you are replacing your ignition switch, do just double check that. I know my mower has an ignition wiring harness that only plugs in a certain way, keeps all the wires in a certain order. So obviously if I were to need to replace this, I'd want to make sure the same exact configuration was going back into place. So just something to keep in mind there. But as far as the switches themselves, whether or not they're all in the same positions or order, they are going to pretty much serve the same functions. So as you can see, we do have 5 letters here, one for each terminal. B is going to be for your battery. That'll be a direct connection between the terminal and your battery. G is for ground. You can also tell this is the grounding terminal because of this connection here between the terminal and the housing. And we'll double check continuity between that as well in a moment. L is going to be for your light or any other accessories you might be running on your mower. S is for starter, and M is for magneto. Now the way we check these, each pairs of terminals are going to have continuity under certain conditions, and that's going to be depending on the position of this 3-position switch here. This is going to be off, where the key comes out, on, and start, which is spring-loaded and returns right back to on. And again, depending on what position the key is in, you're going to have continuity or not between certain pairs of terminals in those conditions. So we'll start with kind of the first and basic off position. Now obviously you do want to see continuity between your switch housing and ground. So we are good there. And when you're off, you also want to have continuity between M and G, or ground and magneto. That's what cuts your spark from your engine and grounds out the sparking. Got a little bit of dirt on there, but you can see still pretty good continuity. Now another way we want to check this, we do want to turn this on and make sure we're not grounded out in any other position besides off. So as you can see, on does open that connection back up, as well as your starting position. So that's good. Now next we want to check between the battery and the lights. Obviously we want that to be open when the switch is off so that our battery isn't running down. So that's battery and lights, and we'll go ahead and turn the switch on, make sure there's continuity there, and there is. And then lastly, we're going to check between the starter and the battery and make sure that that's only closed when we're all the way over into the start position. So again, guys, not a lot to these, just real simple, real basic, and pretty easy to check. So off position, no continuity. On, no continuity. Now start. And we've got good continuity and connection there. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully this video helps you out if you're doing a little bit of mower troubleshooting or maintenance. Again, not a lot to these, and very easy to check with any kind of a continuity tester. So that's it, guys. We'll see you on the next one.